F1 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, we are back with the F2 series. We are at the Silverstone circuit for the British F2 weekend. You guys remember with the 2018 season, we DNF'd out of the sprint race. We do not have the same plans on our agenda. So let's get cracking with qualifying and let's have a very nice weekend here at Silverstone, yeah.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three: Hubert, King and Nick de Vries. Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F2 action soon.
Now in with one-shot qualifying, guys. Sorry for not having any qualifying intro there. It was just so bouncy. I just completely cut almost everything out. So yeah, guys, please remember to drop a like on the video if you like what you're seeing so far. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. Guys, let's head around this beautiful Silverstone circuit for a hot lap here in the F2 car. First quarter is not flat out like an F1. You go down to 5th gear, clip the curb on the inside, stay away from the curb on the outside. Now to T3, a very tight hairpin quarter, clip the curb on the inside, keep the car turned in. Now up to 3rd gear, back down to 2nd gear, get the car turned in. You don't go down to 1st gear, the car will just oversteer at a massive amount. Now heading to the flat out left hand, open up DRS as we head down the first of the 2 straights. As you guys see here, we're going down here now. Mount the curb on the outside, hit the brakes as late as possible, get the car to turn it. It will take a wide line, but just to quickly go down to 2nd gear, back up to 3rd to kill the oversteer. Now into the very, very famous hairpin here, right at the stadium where the old home straight was. Mount the curb on the outside, get the power down as early as possible. Now through this flat out section right here. Now heading into Cops, guys, one of the most loved corners in Formula 1 and Formula 2. Mount the curb, but there's an add on the outside. You have to go down a gear, unfortunately. With F2 cars, you have to slow down a significant amount, unlike with F1. Now through Maggots and Beckett, clip the curb on the second part of the SS. Clip it basically every single curb if you can. Get out as quickly as possible. Open up DRS as we head down the hanger straight. We set a purple middle sector, and at this stage we are in P1 if you look at the left top, but we've still got the 3rd sector to go. Now very gently through this next quarter, 4th gear, get the car's power down as quickly as possible, mount the curb on the outside. Now the final chicane before we head onto the very small home straight again. Mount the curb on the inside, get the power down as quickly as possible, 3rd gear, 4th gear, get the curb on the inside, we come across the line, it's going to be P!
So qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top 3 are Tete Camara, Hubert and Nick de Vries. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action, and until then, goodbye. It's Sunday, and that means it's race time here in Silverstone. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the race. Five miles out from Towcester, this icon of British motorsport heritage comprises 18 corners over 3.6 miles of circuit. Silverstone has been through several changes over its lifetime, with the start line now leading into Abbey, a fast right-hander for turn 1. But still there, of course, is the circuit's most famous and iconic sequence of corners, starting at Maggots, turn 10. Davide, is there anything we should be looking for in today's race? The teams are all very competitive at the moment, so are we about to witness a push from anyone in particular?
Hi Alex, the team will have been studying everyone else out there very carefully. So I think we are in for a very interesting event today. I can't wait to see how this race unfolds.
Here are the starting positions for today's race. Sergio Sette Camara lines up on pole position, and it's Antoine Hubert in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have De Vries, Latifi, Luca Ghiotto, and Joe King. Aitken, Delatraz, Sean Gallale, Schumacher, Matsushita, Dorian Boccolacci, and Boschong, Mazepin, Ilott, Correa, and Giuliano Alesi. Calderon, Mahavir Raghunathan starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
So So guys, on the grid, ready for the British F2 weekend here at Silverstone. You guys saw we qualified on the front row P2. We just lost our P1 literally on the final corner where Sergio said the camera just got a brilliant exit out of that final chicane section. So yeah, we are in for a crack of a Grand Prix. You guys know the drill. We will always try and go for the win. But if Sete Camera has got anything to say about it, he will try to put a stop to that. Basically, all the other drivers will. But guys, you know the drill. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Don't forget to ding the bell and jam with me on the formation lap. Yeah. Ready for the feature race here at Silverstone as we head to 5 red lights and it's go, go, go for the feature race here at Silverstone. You guys see I actually get a fairly good pull away, but Sete Camera is just ahead of me. I slotted right behind him as we head through T1. It's me right behind Sete Camera. I run the outside line because I've got the speed on Sete Camera as I go for the major dive up the inside like Daniel Ricciardo, latest of the late breakers on cold brakes and cold tires. But as you guys see, I get the move done, but now I'm under pressure from Sete Camera and Nick de Vries as we head now for the first time through to the end of the first sector. I actually can't remember the straight's name, but in any case, as long as I remember the hanger straight, let's just make sure that stays in my head. As we take a look back at a few drivers, this is Jack Aitken trying to make a move on Guan Yu Zhou. Zhou is a little bit later on the brakes, heading into the very tight section here. It's very tight between the two of them. Jack really goes for a dive up the inside of the hairpin. Now heading out of the hairpin, there we go. Zhou has got the drive on Aitken, unfortunately. So the Uni Virtuoso driver will stay in front of the Campos driver at this stage. As you guys see, I'm still under pressure from Sete Camera. Heading into Comp, Sete Camera. Oh, he goes for the move. There's contact. Woo! Woo! Okay, that was a major moment for myself and Sete Camera. There doesn't look like there's any front wing damage on Sete Camera, but I believe I left him enough room. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh yes guys, there was more than enough room for Sete Camera. He just turned in way too late there. So that is not my fault. Sete Camera was just a little bit too ballsy there. And he should have backed out of it actually. He was more than half a car length behind. So Rubbings Racing and stuff like that. Unfortunately happens in racing, not just in Formula 1 and Formula 2. In racing, it happens a lot. Now, guys, heading through back into Beckett's for the first time. We jump onto the POV of Nick de Vries as he is right underneath the gearbox of Sergio Sette Camera. Now heading down the hanger straight into this very next section. De Vries thinks about going for a move, but he does not follow through with it. So that is very well done so far from our top 3. That includes myself. Yes. I actually, guys, I honestly see that I tend to drive dirty. Not that I actually mean it. It's just like you drive, you have a style, and sometimes the AI just interferes. So, yeah, I try to drive as clean as possible, I really do, but sometimes, yeah, it's just unavoidable. But now you guys see, we head on to, I think this is lap 3, I don't think it's lap 2. I think actually it's lap 3, we'll see now. But as you guys see, Sergio Sette Camera is still trying to go for a move up the inside of Cops. But as you guys see, he is quite hesitant after that first lap contact. So, that actually, I'm actually thrilled that happened, because that's not a corner to make a move at all. But now heading through back into Beckett's. Let's go down the hanger straight. If DRS is activated, you guys know that it is lap 3. Yes, you guys now see as we jump to our POV, as we also said, a purple middle sector. It is lap 3, so DRS will be activated for the rest of the drivers. You guys see, I just parked the car on the apex. I wasn't going to let Sette Camera even try to go for a lunge here. So that is us still in P1.
Our current set of rubber is looking a bit worse for wear at this point. It's not going to be long before it falls away from us completely. Stay alert.
Don't you worry, Jeff. We are going to come in on this very next lap 4. So, that is the lap we are going to push and dive it into the pit lane. As you guys see, we're into the end of lap 4. You guys can see my tires really went off. As Sette Camera was right on my heels coming out of Maggots and Beckett's. Now, even De Vries has got the overspeed, but he's got nowhere to go as me and Sette Camera block off the road. You guys see, I go for a major dive up the inside as I open up the door for De Vries by giving Sette Camera the squeeze. And that might be De Vries into P2 and now P1. Now that I'm diving it into the pit lane. You guys know my usual strategy. I dive it in as early as possible to get out of that horse sequence of being held up in the pit lane, because that is just not my style, not even a little bit. And you guys see, coming out of the pit lane, I'm a little bit slow with my reaction, but nothing too bad. Now heading to the end of lap 5, you guys will see Sette Camera is diving it into the pit lane. He is the first car of the leader to dive it in. As usual, De Vries is staying out for another lap. Here all the mechanics come running out into the pit lane. There's also my mechanic to get, so that means our teammate Tatiana Calderon, the only female on the 2019 F2 grid, will also be making her pit stop on this very lap. But you guys see Sette Camera gets held up massively by all the other cars. That's why I pit early, because I avoid that. You can sometimes lose 5 to 6 seconds if that happens to you. And you guys also remember, Silverstone has got the longest pit lane of all the pit lanes on the F2 the F1 and F2 calendar. So you really have to think smart when you drive this track, especially when it comes to pit lane strategies. But as you guys see now, I am firmly ahead of Sette Camera. Now we just need to make sure we set a purple lap time to stay ahead of this man, Nick de Vries, the actual 2019 Formula 2 World Champion, who on our version of the 2019 Formula 2 World Championship is not having the best time. Now we jump into the POV of Nicholas Latifi, who was right behind Nick de Vries as they came into the pit lane. Latifi's wheels go on. Is he going to get held up? No, not at all. But actually, his mechanics beat the ART mechanics of De Vries. And that is Latifi now, maybe up into a net P1. Let's see where De Vries and Latifi emerge to see where they actually place. I can hear a car up top there, as you guys hear there. There is somebody coming over the top now. Is it us? I can't see really. There's Latifi. There's Sette Camera, guys. And that looks like De Vries has also jumped Sette Camera. So we have maintained the lead. But now in P2, it's Latifi. And Sette Camera goes around the outside of Nick de Vries. So that is us driving us out on Hubert in P1, Latifi P2, Sergio Sette Camera P3, and De Vries P4. Well done from Latifi to go from P4 all the way up into P2. That's beautiful driving there. As you guys see now, the two damn scores are going side by side. As Sette Camera is trying to get the move done on Latifi, but Latifi has got the drive coming out of the corner, and it is still Nicholas Latifi in P2. And now even De Vries is going for a dive on Sette Camera. Heading to the final sector, De Vries gets the move done on Sette Camera. It looks to be like Nick de Vries is on a charge, guys. He's not taking this lightly at all, and he wants to get his season rolling now in this second half of the season. And you guys see De Vries is going for a move on Latifi, heading into the corner. They are side by side. Latifi gives De Vries a squeeze to the inside. Latifi gets squeezed to the outside, but he will have the drive coming out of the corner. So De Vries tried what Sete Camera tried and also did not succeed. So I think they have to go for a move around the outside because it's clear that the grip is lying on the outside of the track. As you guys see, I am basically in a world of my own. I am just driving my race. Oh, that's a massive blocker from Nick De Vries. He doesn't just lose the opportunity to go for P2. He loses his P3 as well to Sete Camera. And now we jump onto the final lap of the race. As you guys see, Sete Camera is really trying to get back P2 from his teammate Latifi. And guys, after that double locker from De Vries, he just didn't have any pace heading into corners. I think he might have flat spotted or just fried his front tires. So that is De Vries out of this whole battle. Now let's see, Sete Camera v Latifi. Teammates versus each other. Dams are probably gonna hold their hands in the air, but it is once again Latifi who just holds the line around the outside.
9 seconds. This is your final lap of the race.
Thank you, Jeff, we know that. Guys, this is a brilliant feature race here at Silverstone, and we are going to take the win here for the feature race.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
Here's our winner pulling their Arden into Parc Ferme then. What a fantastic race. And Davide Valsecchi, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
I think they kept a cool head. That's why they won today. Smooth, steady, everything bad that happened to them, they handled it calmly and professionally. That's what let them focus on getting the best out of everything else. The car, the strategy, they managed to keep out of trouble the whole way around.
As they make their way down to the podium, there's no denying the strength of the Arden team. Arden aren't afraid to take risks on new talent, and it certainly looks like it paid off today. Fantastic work. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Antoine Hubert, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
Alex, let's give it to Mahevia Raghunathan. He gained so many positions during the race. He deserves it.
On to the teams then. Dams move further ahead at the top of the standings. Goodbye for now then, but we really are just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. Welcome back for the final event of the weekend, the sprint race. Here, the top 8 from yesterday's feature race are reversed to make up the grid below us, and in just a few minutes, those drivers will be hurtling down into turn 1. Alongside me today, I'm delighted to welcome back to the commentary box the 2012 GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. There looks to be a challenging race ahead of the drivers today, Davide. With that in mind, what are you looking out for today?
Well, Alex, I want to see how the drivers at the back of the grid are going to roll down. They'll need to make an impact in the early stages, and they're probably hoping for a bit of luck at the start. We may see some bold maneuvers out there today.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
No! Guys, it's a wet sprint race. A fully wet sprint race. Oh, great. Okay, guys, there's always a first for something. Hopefully we have at least decent pace for the first time in the wet with the F2 cars. Guys, the F2 cars are so hard to drive in the wet. It's not even funny. They are almost impossible.
All the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs.
Thank you, Jeff. Guys, what I was busy saying is it is almost impossible to drive these cars in the wet. It is not impossible. It is possible. But it takes so much energy and so much concentration. yeah, it really challenges any sim racer. Like really, wheel, pad, anything. F2 cars in the wet on the F1 2019 game are so hard in the wet. But guys, let's stop complaining. Let's see what we can get going for ourselves in the sprint race. As we are heading to 5 red lights for the sprint race here in Silverstone. The final race for the weekend. And it's go, go, go for the sprint race. As you guys, it's a beautiful pull away from Louis Delatraz and Jack Aitken on the front row. But I think Aitken will have the lead as they head into the first quarter. Yes, Aitken does have the lead as the two Uni Virtuosi cars are battling for P3. But I think Guan Yu Zhou has got the move down on Luca Giotto. Yes, he does. He is tucked up right underneath the gearbox of Louis Delatraz. Then it is Giotto fourth. Myself in fifth. What happened there? Okay, we have found ourselves in fifth. We gained 3 positions. How I did that, I do not know. Let's look at the replay. Wow. Okay, I just surprised myself. So you guys see, I get a not the best pull away, but a reasonable one. Jordan King flies past me. I go to the outside. All these guys hold each other up. I go for the run as Latifi nearly shoves me off the road. And now here I just go for the dive up the inside of King and to take camera. As you guys see, I did not realize how wet it was, so I did go a little bit later to the brakes and made a slight bit of contact with Sete Camera. But it's not the end of the world. We are in P5. Let's see if we can stay now with these 4 leaders. As I already run wide coming out of the next corner. And now Sete Camera goes for the move. As you guys see, I jolt to the left-hand side very, very aggressively as I force Sete Camera to go to the outside. Now De Vries goes for a move up the inside of Sete Camera. So De Vries and Sete Camera's battle on track just continues from the feature race to the sprint race. De Vries is around the outside, Sete Camera is on the inside. As they head here, De Vries gets the move done very cleanly and very, very dominantly, I have to say. It just looked like Sete Camera was looking for parking as they came out of the hairpin there. But now, you guys see, I quickly have a look at Latifi as he is right behind Jordan King. But now we jump back to the leaders as it is Jack Aitken heading through Maggots and Beckett's. And now with Louis Delatraz right behind him and Guan Yu Zhou in third. Let's see which of these 3 youngsters has the grit to take the win here at Silverstone in the very wet conditions. Guys, the weather report, as you guys saw at the beginning of the race, when we chose our strategy, not that there's really any strategy, it is going to be wet until the end of the race, so there's no point in even trying to gamble for slicks. It will stay wet. So now, as you guys see, we're still on the POV of Jack Aitken heading into the final chicane for the first time. And yeah, it was a really subtle first lap. Nobody was really pushing too hard. Everybody was just trying to feel what the grip levels were, trying to feel how the cars are behaving on track. And as you guys see, I'm already under pressure from De Vries as we start the second lap. Heading into the first quarter, he just doesn't have the speed to get on me just yet. But guys, I had to say, the first sector and through Maggots and Beckett's, I was so much faster than the AI. I just had confidence. So it really helped a lot. As we go into the POV of Guan Yu Zhou here, guys, heading through that's just T1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see if he can make a move on Louis Delatraz. Oh, wait, he's going slowly. Guys, Guan Yu Zhou is going slowly. He has held up his teammate Giotto, which has opened up the door for myself. No DRS in the wet, but I will have slipstream and Giotto will be slow. Oh, that's very tight, heading into the next corner. Ooh, okay, that was very close indeed. Now Giotto's on the inside, De Vries on the outside. Will Giotto lose 2 positions? Oh my word. Guys, we have found ourselves now on the podium. Thanks to thanks to Zhou retiring and Giotto just completely being held up by his teammate retiring. So that is us now from P5 into P3. But it didn't last too long. As you guys see, I am under pressure from Giotto as my tires were starting to go off the cliff. I was slipping and sliding as if this is a drifting event. As Giotto tries to go for a move around the outside, I keep my inside line going for the dive up the inside, guys. I tried to hug the curb on the inside. I know it's not the right line to take through that corner. It's a really slow line, but in the wet, that's where the grip lies because the track is still wet on the inside next to the curb. Don't dare touch that curb coming into the corner because you will lose the rear end. Now, guys, you guys see, I think as we are starting lap 9 now, if I'm not mistaken. Giotto has got a brilliant drive coming out of the final 2 corners, the double right-hander. And now, oh, that's very close. We have a little bit of wheel rubbing heading through the first corner, but I just lay ahead of Giotto. But I'm sure he's got to try and go for a move on this next straight once again. Actually not, we once again run to the end. Now it's lap 9, the end of lap 9 on this very same section. I think Giotto just has the grip advantage over me, guys. Oh, he nearly runs into the back of me. That was majorly close. Heading to the first corner, I still keep the position. But guys, all this time, as you guys see, I take a wide line through the second corner to get the tires wet, to make sure that they grip. And I could actually legitimately feel a difference by coming off of the drier line on the track. As you guys see, where the cars drive, there's like a darker patch. That's the dry line. Going off of it, I actually legitimately got grip, just making the tires a little bit wet again. Because these wet weather tires want to be wet. And now here is what I feared, guys. Giotto is going for a move at the same place where I passed him to the inside. De Vries is just waiting for us to make contact, for both of us to make a mistake. Oh, I'm around the outside. That was very close. And once again, I ran wide into the hairpin. Giotto has got the move down now thanks to a stupid mistake from my side. But I get the drive coming out of the corner. It's going to be a drag race. As we now look at Louis Delatraz making a move on Jack Aitken for the lead of the race. That's a beautiful move from Louis Delatraz. And guys, I think Jack Aitken has got a problem because even we were catching him after this little sequence. So you guys see I'm on the inside. But Giotto has still got the move done. Heading through Maggots and Beckett's. I told you guys I was strong through Maggots and Beckett's. Let's see if we can actually keep the car underneath the gearbox of Giotto. We do so. So we will have to utilize the slipstream going down the hangar straight. As you guys see, it is still pouring with rain. It is still immensely wet. But now we are going to go for the move. Will we go for the dive on the inside or on the outside? I think we're going to go for the inside. Giotto defends outside. We jolt the car to the inside. So you guys see, I go off of the dry line to get the grip on the tires. And I can make a beautiful move back up into P3. Giotto is really giving me a race that I have to work for. But guys, to jump to the end of the race, this has been absolutely brilliant. Louis Delatraz has outdriven Jack Aitken. Unfortunately, Jack did have a problem, so it's not all just Jack's fault. But Louis Delatraz will come around the final corner to cross the line to take the win here in the sprint at Silverstone. Jack Aitken nearly had home glory, but he takes P2. And we will take P3 in the sprint race with almost 80% wear on our tires. Woo!
Carlin have pulled off a sublime performance to secure the top step of the podium today. And Davide Valsecchi, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
What can I say? In conditions like this, it's an incredible difficult drive. But they pulled off something truly special today. They had the grip when they needed. Every time they were able to find just the right line. And they had the confidence to put those things together and just push and push. That's what earned them this victory today.
As we can see, it's time for the podium, and I can see the Carlin team underneath our commentary box going crazy as their driver walks out. It was a great win, and it means a great deal to this team. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Antoine Hubert, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
Antoine Hubert, the Arden driver, just surprised me today. It was impressive.
On to the teams then. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, Carlin move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. That's the end of today's race. Thank you for joining us, and I'm sure you'll agree it was a great race and sets us up nicely for the next instalment in a few weeks' time. Take care. From Davide and I, it's control.
Guys, what an absolutely crazy race. Well, two races here at Silverstone. Guys, a soaking wet sprint race and a feature race, with all due respect, that was quite dominated by myself. We took the lead at T3, and after that we just didn't look back. We had to defend in our first stint, but with the other guys being held up in the pit lane, and then just later on in the race battling with each other, especially Sete Camera, De Vries and Latifi in the feature race. They battled so hard, they just couldn't catch up with me. And every lap I extended the gap by 2-3 tenths. I really paced myself. I could have easily taken out a lap on them. But I knew, you guys know usually my strategy with pitting early is my tires die off at the end. I knew if they kept battling that I would just maintained the lead easily, and I didn't have to destroy my tires. I just made sure I eked out between 2 to 4 tenths a lap, and that is what kept me in the lead. And when I looked back at the timing screens, they were 2 to 2.5 seconds behind me. And from there on, I just maintained the gap, because as long as they stayed out of DRS detection, I was A for away. And I have to say, I haven't had a feature race dominant drive like that in quite some time. And that really it felt so good. And guys, to be quite honest, even though I didn't win, the sprint race felt even better. I actually had pace in the wet weather, in an F2 car. Look, I understand I don't really have an excuse when it comes to the F1 cars, but in the F2 cars, driving in the wet is a task that really not anybody is going to be able to manage. And I just completely owned the Silverstone this weekend, even with its crappy weather. And I feel so good after this entire weekend. The sprint race just gave me that extra little bit of icing and that extra large cherry on top of the cake. So here's that beautiful move heading into T3 from Center Camera. And like I said, I had to defend a few times, but this was just an absolutely fantastic weekend. And when you compare it to our F2 weekend, our 2018 F2 weekend here at Silverstone, we had a good feature race. I think we did win, or we at least got on the podium. But in the sprint race, we had a massive crash. I think it was actually with Nick de Vries, if I'm not mistaken. I can be incorrect. If I am incorrect, guys, please let me know in the comments down below. Actually, who did I make contact with in my sprint race in our 2018 F2 season? But guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. That has been this video. You guys are awesome, guys. Please, if you liked what you see today, please drop a like on the video down below. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. If you've really liked what you've seen today and you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe to Turbo Fox Races. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future episode. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. You will have all your F1 2019, Dirt 4, and again coming later this year, all the content you need, and all your needs will be met with that. And guys, finally, if you really loved what you see today, please share this video with your friends on social media. I can monitor who does that, and I will give you a future shout out in a video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, thank you so much for staying till the end. You guys rock. I'll see y'all next time. Cheers!